Oh, we gotta tell.
We're being recorded, it's already
Okay.
on.
But he hasn't, we're on air now.
Okay.
You're on the air.
Okay. Did everybody get a chance to look at the draft minutes?
I did not. Just give me the mic.
Oh, are you here for Dunkin' Donuts? They're not coming tonight,
Awesome.
okay?
Another meeting.
They'll be here in 2 weeks, though.
Yes.
2 weeks?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Thanks.
thank you.
And what time, Paula, is it?
Well, we're not, I
Oh,
wasn't
not sure.
100% sure because we have a hearing at 7:10, 7:20 to 7:30, maybe 7:40.
Almost it.
Okay. I move that we approve the minutes for November 1st as drafted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we do have bills payable.
Okay.
This is the, kiosk on the Hill Orchard Westgate is now facing the road, and the plexiglass has now been replaced. It looks much better. And then Rob had done, I don't know if I had told you this, he helped to rebuild the stone wall a little, so, and with it, made sure there was a 36-inch opening at the gate. So it looks much nicer. So the 36-inch opening would allow, like, anyone handicap accessible. So, it looks really good. It came out really nice. But the DPW guys helped, 2 backhoes,
Oh, good.
lifting it up, moving it, putting it in
Wow.
the spot. Great, because we've got a water problem there too, like a little ocean. Sometimes it looks like there's a ripple. So they did a little bit of grading there as well. So it helps them as well. But it was really nice to have so many people contributing.
Yeah, Rob did the stonework?
Rob did the stonework, yeah.
I move that we pay the bills payable.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And as you might have heard, the Dunkin' Donuts is being continued for 2 weeks. Because we don't have a quorum. And so we want DEP to review it. They just, when did you get all the information? I
Yeah,
just
they
got,
don't-
was it Saturday, I think you emailed it to me.
Yes, the information came in on Friday, and then, for us, and then Monday afternoon, DEP's comments came in. Judy's on vacation, but we don't have Chris or Pete
Yeah.
tonight, and they would both
Or
have to
Rob,
be
or
here.
Rob.
Yeah, or Rob. I talked to Rob, I said, where are you? He's in Canada.
Okay.
And here is the future meeting dates. Do you want me to go over them? It's the first and third Tuesday. I have a list.
So we do have one the 20th.
Yes, yes,
December 20th?
yes. Are you on?
You can't do it?
It's my son's birthday.
Oh.
Okay, well, that's a good reason.
I've been like so busy, I can't keep up with myself.
Yes.
It's okay. Okay, so it's,
I don't like missing them.
January 3rd and 17th.
yep.
The 3rd I won't be.
Okay. February 7th and 21st.
Mhm.
March 7th and 21st, April 4th and 18th, May 2nd and 16th, and June 6th and 20th. So it does happen to fall the first and third Tuesday of every month, and if there are no hearings, typically it's not a meeting, but there seems to be a lot going on.
Can I borrow that?
Oh, you most certainly can, you can have that, if you'd like to have it.
I'm just gonna put it in my phone.
And I also had this request for certificate of compliance. There was an older one, it was already issued, but because it was before 2010, it required a notary seal, and the notary seal wasn't original, so they didn't want to try to record it, that someone found it. And so I thought, why don't we just like re-sign it? It's a duplicate, but.
Okay. So we just, it was already,
And now there's no notary seal required, so 4 people, but it was previously issued, it's actually attached to that.
okay.
Yeah, it was interesting how people find things. It's like, I want to record this, but they wouldn't take it without an original notary seal. So, remember those days?
I don't recall that, but I was never involved in that end of things.
Okay. And, copies. But this is the budget, the Conservation Commission budget. We have our big line item, which is my salary. So, what's that?
Important one.
Exactly. If our expenses, everything, we either have grants or we have, we either have grants or we have, the wetlands protection filing fees, so to pay any expenses we have. But I do have 30 hours.
Oh, good.
Yes, it's, because I seem to be covering for quite a few different people lately too, so lending a hand. Yeah, so.
Alan Fisher was the notary public?
Yes. That's how,
Oh, yes,
yes, and
I do
that's-
remember.
That's how I got your name, Tim. Years ago, there was a note in the file that the commission should consider Tim Dinsmore for the. So somehow or another, and it's so funny that I came across it, because it was quite some time ago.
Okay, so this is what's being proposed, right?
Yeah, that's what's
Okay.
being proposed, and, I mean, they're pretty much, this is your budget, and so. I
There's
mean,
nothing else in the budget?
No, yeah.
Everything else here.
That's out of the
Well,
general
things
fund.
come up, right? I mean, you approve things, so.
Well,
But
we,
they're out of the wetlands fund,
yeah,
which can't be spent for anything except the wetlands act.
There it
Yeah,
is.
yeah,
Okay.
when they file
Got
these,
it.
when there was intent to pay a fee.
Oh,
Yes.
That's what
that's
covers.
the wetlands funds.
Yeah.
yes,
And so
Oh.
it's, because it's fees
Together.
from enforcing the act, it can only be spent for things that have to do with protecting the act.
Okay, thank you for clarifying. Excellent.
But we're fairly careful to
oh,
not
Very
have our
frugal.
agent from.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
and Barbara Ganem on Lawrence Street is selling her property, or sold her property, and because it's in chapter 61, the town has right of first refusal, so we all received, every department received a letter. If we wanted to, we could purchase the land, the town could for $500,000. So, they're proposing 3 lots. It would keep the original house and a lot on each side. It's being
Is it already
proposed.
subdivided?
Yes.
Because I see it's already numbered that way.
Yes, so it's actually already subdivided.
Is that just the top two?
Exactly,
Okay, okay.
thank you. So I just wanted to make sure before, everybody has, the commission has an opportunity to say yes or no, but I figure we don't have the money, and we have plenty of other things, but at least it's a public meeting, and we want to make sure that everyone realizes that I had at least asked everybody. So, any other thoughts?
No, just that Barbara's aware that we aren't gonna be able to
Yes,
protect it. She
exactly.
did what she could, but.
I know.
Which bit of, chapter 61 was it under?
She's in, she does hay and
Oh.
she does forestry. They do
Oh.
both. They've done both in the past. So, but they're pretty excited. Twin Valley Homes, which was Mike Sheehan, who just did 11 Prescott Street, which is still, by the way, an appeal that's still outstanding. DEP hopes to give us a response early this week. So they're that backed up. So,
Just backing up a bit, Barbara was on the commission for many years, and then she was the administrator for a long time when I started. I started in '99, so she left, went off to do something else like that.
She went to Groton
Well, before that, she
She
moved
went
to
to
Illinois for 2
Ohio?
years.
for a year or two, yeah.
yeah, I think she went to Ohio with John, right?
Yeah,
And
Illinois
then-
or Ohio. Yeah, and then she came back and she was conservation administrator in Groton.
Yes, for a number of years.
Okay.
Yes, but, and now she's been traveling a lot.
Oh.
Yes,
And they
yes.
moved I thought they'd moved to California.
They did, and then they go to Maine, and so it was time to move. I brought the letter in. I had sent it, did I send a letter about the pipelines that, MACC, Eugene Benson has asked, I must have, because Pete Steves said, let's sign it now, or I'll sign and send it off. But basically, I did draw up the letter. The MACC, Mass Association of Conservation Commissions, had issued a letter. I mean, everyone can see it. It talks about, the, the Wetlands Protection Act and Conservation Commissions and how they came up, how they started. But they talked about protecting Article 97, They talked about, it talks about climate change strategy, and what they're asking Governor Baker to oppose any more additional pipelines. And I called Eugene and said, we're no longer directly impacted, but there are directly impacted communities. But they were asking that no new fossil fuel pipelines, and they're asking all the commissions across the state to support that. And where we're definitely not directly impacted, at least at this point, but they feel that the commission should, they're asking that they sign this letter supporting it. And all these letters will go, MACC will put them together and submit them to the governor. So I just didn't know, the letter, the problems for the cities and towns because of fossil fuels, renewable energy is what we should be focusing on. Basically, that's, what it says. So I didn't know what your thoughts were.
We didn't sign up on a different letter to of support that was opposing the particular one.
Exactly, and that's the whole thing.
And but it's still, if they come through, we regulate.
Exactly. Nope, they have actually, they had met with their legal counsel and they said, it's because it's not a specific pipeline, it's, I know. We could always wait, because I told him I would be calling him tomorrow, because I want to know about the towns that are directly impacted. I want to know, because I really don't think, how can you oppose pipelines even if it's not, because they are directly impacted. But even though this isn't a direct, this is about pipelines in general, protecting our Article 97.
And I think that's the main thing, that we
Yes.
need to take land out of.
Yes.
Yeah, if the letter's focused on protecting Article 97,
Which
then I think that's terrific, and I think I could.
That's the impression I got. I
If-
think
if-
they're really trying to get Baker's ear.
Yeah,
He's
but
really not in favor.
if it's flailing around with different, not focused on one topic, then it's harder to support it unless we're writing an individual letter that says.
Yes.
And they
Which we could all-
discouraged that. Didn't they? Didn't I read that they
yeah.
didn't want to see individual letters? They wanted everybody to sign.
Kind of, but I think the thing is, I'd rather talk to Eugene tomorrow. I heard there's a conference call sometime later this week. That's the thing is, I know these communities on like Weymouth and Acushnet and all of those, there's other issues where they're directly impacted. So, I definitely think, waiting isn't a bad thing until maybe to the meeting on December 20th. I think they'll have more of an idea of, because me, I don't want to see any new pipelines, but I want to make sure that the commissions are doing the right thing. And it did come from Eugene Benson, who's the director, but there are a few questions still outstanding.
But they're still an advocate, they're a slightly different orientation, even though they speak for conservation commissions or have tried to. They're also they do not regulate as a group.
No,
as an
exactly.
organization.
And that's what he had asked all the conservation commissions to sign this, and we brought that to his attention, especially communities who are directly impacted. And what if, we don't know what's going to happen in the near future with Ned, DAPL, Keystone, we don't know what's going to happen. So I think it's worth waiting on this.
I do, but I think it was just important that towns have oversight,
Yes, okay.
over any project that goes through the town.
I know.
not-
And that plus Article 97.
It's not focused. It's focused on not increasing need for fossil fuels rather than on protecting Article 97.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not the focus, yeah. It does have Article 97
It
mentioned,
mentions
but it's
it,
only.
yeah.
It does.
It's in passing.
And right, and I think that's where the emphasis should be, and town oversight. I think those are the two important issues.
Okay.
And other than that, I don't think we wanna go into history or theories or.
No, that's maybe the issue of trust or environmentalists in general, but that's only half of our role, and we've got to be careful. You've mentioned this one before.
Well, it is kind of funny, because previously when there were sign-ons, we were directly impacted, and we were told we shouldn't show a bias, we couldn't show a bias, we shouldn't, commission
Yeah.
shouldn't. If we're regulating, the last thing we want is an appeal on something we do, and they can easily say, see this letter?
Yeah.
They're biased.
Right, well, emphasizing fossil fuels and climate change and stuff like that, that's not what I wanna.
No,
That's
that's a
something
big
totally-
environmental picture stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a different organization.
Right.
Personally, yeah, I
Yeah.
agree, but
Yeah.
yeah, as a
Yes.
commission, I,
Yeah, personal feelings on this are different from,
right,
Yeah.
right.
Okay, no, I'll be talking with him, and this, I think there's more coming out of it this week. So I had the letter ready to go, and then I talked to Eugene, and he knows I'm kind of a, yeah,
Are you in?
because we
Poor
had.
Pete's not here to speak for himself.
I know, and I do feel, because I think the thing is that Pete, hearing this conversation,
Yeah.
that's the thing, is it's like anything, if you don't
It's a
know.
good point.
And we did, the bias, like I said, we brought it up before, that we want to be
So careful.
very careful as a regulatory organization that we aren't showing any kind of a bias. I mean, I'm the first one to say, I'm getting sued by Tennessee Gas, so of course, and it's about protecting Article 97. That's my biggest thing, in making sure our water is clean and, you know, the impact, so, okay, that was good. And I wanted to say that we received a thank you letter from the Pepperell Horse Owners Association for the annual ride, which is something they do, like in the Statistics Meadows, they do it every year, and they go on private property in Pepperell and Hollis, New Hampshire, and they just said that some of the people came away from as far away as Medway, and they just appreciate it. It's like the different groups, even this week, I mean, there's different people, you see different groups up at the orchards, like, where'd you come from? But this one, every year, they've been doing this for some time.
and they always talk to us before they clean up after themselves.
And they do, even the little ribbons that they put on the trees to mark the trails, they do 15 to 17 mile long trails, which is quite a ride.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's a lot of, a lot of scenic trails, and they're just really thrilled with how everything's been going.
When was the ride?
It's always in October. This one was October 23rd. A couple of years ago, they did, it was the Halloween storm. Remember the Halloween storm?
Oh,
And
yeah.
everything froze and all the trees broke. They were supposed to have, they were supposed to have a ride that day,
Sheesh.
and didn't quite happen. So, but it's nice. I mean, it's nice to receive a letter, you know, so.
I think they came my way.
Did they come your way?
I think they did.
I
I
guess-
saw the markings.
Oh, okay.
Did they clean up after
They
themselves?
did. I wondered. I was
Very
out the
good.
next day.
Checking
It
it
took them
out.
2 days to get them all.
Oh, did
They
they?
missed a whole stretch.
Oh, did they?
But they came back the next day and got 'em.
Wow.
Oh, that's great.
So anyone who wants to participate, the Mass Audubon Christmas Bird Count is Sunday, December 18th. And that's, you can look out your window, you can go out in the field and walk around and count the birds that you see. If anyone's interested, let me know, and I can send you
Have you done
a
it?
tally sheet. Yeah, the coordinated for Pepperell. We usually end up with 12, 15, 20 people, depending, you know, and they'll send me the data later in the day, and we just don't care as long as we beat Groton.
I have like 100 questions about this because I have a lot of birds in my backyard,
Yes.
but I think a lot of them are the same birds.
Well, they
Does
could
it
be.
matter?
No, well, I know, you kind of figure a period of time when you watch, so if you
Yeah,
know,
like
say-
morning or something,
Yes.
or, yeah.
The problem is, up until about
Early
last week,
morning.
we still had bears, so it's
Yeah.
really not the best idea to put your feeders out yet.
I've got my feeder out,
Oh.
but we have, I know, I don't care.
I know, it's.
Well, it's fragmented. Like our backyard, the woods in the backyard is fragmented. On the other side of the street, there's a corridor where they go,
Okay.
if they go, so I'm
Okay, we'll
not
see.
I'll let you know what happens.
I know. But like I said, if you want to participate, I can send you information.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
The big requirement is that you have some idea of what bird you're looking at.
Oh, exactly.
Not me.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
I'm dreadful.
That's so surprising to me.
I have no ear for them. And
Right, yeah. Well, I spend a lot of time around them, so.
Yes, and you can watch from your window, or you can go out in the field. And sometimes we're, you know, going through snow, and other times we're going through sleet and ice, and, you know, but then you sit in the house for a few hours. Some people just sit in the house and watch.
I mean, I watch them anyway, so I might as well count them while I watch them.
Exactly. But we actually, I don't know, did I send this, a notice of trespass and demand for removal? This was to Nandy Willets on Groton Street.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it's from Craig McDonald, the
Head of
chief
Realty.
of Wildlife Lands, who has told her she needs to stop trespassing on Fish and Wildlife land. And basically, it just is a whole listing of animals and everything else that they've been trespassing, and they've been parking in front of the gate, so you can't get to Fish and Wildlife land, and it's,
Expand removal of the building?
and, yeah, I know, she's gonna move the building. She has till the end of January, or, they're gonna be in touch with the Attorney General's office. So, they'd really like to see the site cleaned up and everything taken care of. But if anyone wants to see this, I can definitely, but that's something, I received a copy of that. And at last night's selectmen's meeting, DCR was explaining that they would like to, they're gonna take some land on River Road. That's what the letter stated, and so I asked some questions, and it's 116 to 128 River Road. It's the open space residential development that Al Patnode is. And so I looked at the plan, and it didn't show our right-of-way, so I called DCR today. So the selectmen did not make any, they're asking for, and it's hard to say, because they're asking for a quicker process than the 120-day waiting period for this to happen, where DCR owns the land next to where the former racetrack was. So this would be the open space, that's part of the open space residential development, would go to DCR possibly, providing things work out, but that's what they're doing. They're going through their process of alerting the town. But when I looked at it, like I said, you can see the easement along the river, the 100-foot easement along the river, but our right-of-way wasn't shown on the plan, so I sent them that documentation today, their legal counsel, and our counsel was also part of it. I mean, it would be great to have DCR own it, because then there'd be public access and whatever. They're recreation and conservation.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see what happens. But we really need to make sure our right-of-way is part of the project.
So it's just the open space, it's not,
It's the open space and 3 of the lots in the back.
oh, 3 of them?
Yes, yeah, but it's hard to say. When I spoke with them today, they weren't 100% sure that Al Patnode was gonna go through with this. But they've done some paperwork with him, and they are hoping that it goes through, but they'll make sure that this, I said, we need a plan showing that the town council was involved. We need a
Good.
plan showing our right-of-way,
Yes.
location, documentation. We have to make sure our right-of-way, our 15-foot right-of-way is shown on the plan, so.
Does he have a time limit on that?
Well, it's hard to say. It really should have been done before the decision was issued, so, but, like I said, DCI knows that there is an issue, and it can be worked out. It just has to be worked out, so. And, what else is there?
Open space
Oh,
recreation.
so, you all have a copy of this. They're up there.
This is the newest?
This is the draft. This is like the official draft. So I've given copies to the Recreation Commission last night, 1 copy. It's just this is, like I said, this is a draft, so if you see anything, let me know. But it's quite a lengthy document. And what I do, when it is done, I'll double side it and everything, but making sure the pages were all in there, and the tables and the maps, and as you know. So, there's quite a few maps and some charts.
A lot of them are required, aren't they?
These are all required, everything that's in here. But, like I said, this is, and then, the selectmen, the Conservation Commission, the Recreation Commission, and the Regional Planning Agency, they like letters of support or letters. So, I haven't given a deadline, but I feel I'm not gonna keep it out there for too much longer, because every group has seen it multiple times. So if everyone would like to, you can grab a copy, and, people who have read it is like, I didn't know that about Pepperell. They didn't know about, the glaciers and the whole geology and, the history of, when certain things have happened, and even, there's quite a bit of information. I mean, you really have to know your town, and, like what's happening in the town, and we, there was a survey, so and it's the same message where we're getting every time we send a survey, or we get involved with people, we talk with people. They want to make sure we don't lose that balance between protecting open space and development, and they want to make sure our rivers and most importantly, our water supply is protected. So protecting any land around our aquifers is critical to, and people like, will spend money, will do whatever. And we seem to be coming out of more difficult times, so, you know, we get back on track, and we've got like 2,800 acres of protected land in town right now. And,
That's all sources of protection.
also, yeah, yes, and even the APRs. And there's a couple, the land trust just did 24 acres, and the selectmen will be doing the land between the rivers, so that's another 35 acres. And there's a piece of property right in the Nissitissit River that'll be fish and wildlife, that's another about 6 or 7 acres, maybe 5 or 6 acres. So, just, you know, keeping at it. So, like I said, if you wanna take a look at it, if you see anything, a lot of people have like read through it, but as you know, everyone's read through it at one point or another, so, I think that's it.
Okay.
So what do you think? We have,
So the next meeting's on the 20th?
Yes,
That's
and
when
we-
we'll deal with Dunkin' Donuts.
yes, so we'll have Dunkin' Donuts that night, we have 3 other smaller projects. One is RH Wilson, they need to extend their berm as part of the stormwater permits. So they're extending the berm. We have on Pierce Street and Anrad, so that's just a wetland, checking the wetland delineation for possibly on the McMaster's property.
Which is at the end of Pierce.
Way at the end, exactly. And then there's septic replacement that's failed. So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, then meeting's adjourned and.
Yes, thank you.
See you in 2 weeks.